William, I appreciate the time and opportunity to chat with you. It's been a couple years now. You've been on the Sharks. I feel like the one observation I've had is that in everything you do, you just look more confident now than opposed to day one or the 8-game season, the 9-game season, on and off the ice. Is that an accurate assessment by me?
Yeah, it is for sure. Obviously, as you get older and as you learn how the league works, you get more confident, and I think that's something that I've been trying to do every year. For me and also for my team, it's show that I'm more confident in my game and off the ice too.
Yeah, and you mentioned off the ice. I think one real way is the post-game interviews, and there have been some rough situations where hard questions are asked, and it's not always the most pleasant vibe, but you're upfront, you're honest. Like you feel confident in saying we just weren't good tonight, or we need to do something different or be better. And I feel like we'll get to the language part in a second, because English is not your first language, right? No. You learned it in Sweden, but you feel more comfortable in those situations, more of a leader, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, for sure. That's something that I wanted me to be this year. Obviously, I know there's gonna be questions after games. There's gonna be things that the journalist thinks about, and I know that, and we all know that. I'm trying to get better every day in answering those questions, and also be as honest as I can.
One of the favorite line combos that I like out there is you, Toffoli, and Macklin Celebrini, 70s line. I get it, but specifically with you and Macklin, and there was a recent goal that you scored where he kind of went to the wall, inboards, looked back at you, fed you, you just kept crashing the net. Has Macklin instantly made you a better player?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, we try to, as you say, I like that line too. We try to feed off each other out there, and, obviously he's a great player as well as Toph. So, we try to be great for each other out there, and he's helped me to evolve my game, and I hope I help him too a lot.
Players will always say, hey, I take pride, I'll play with anybody, I'm pretty flexible in my line mates. Isn't it natural, though, human nature, that every hockey player has favorite guys they just like to play with on the team? And I'm not asking you even to name them, but no. Isn't that how it really is?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you find chemistry with different guys.
Right.
In some games, you find chemistry with other guys.
Right, right.
It's just how the game works. But yeah, for sure, you have some that you really like to play with.
Your first 2 NHL seasons, because of your age, the Sharks had the option to send you back to Sweden after 8 and or 9 games. I'm trying to remember which. It was 9 first and then 8. Yeah, 8 the second year. When that happened, I mean, in the second year especially, I was talking to a lot of people and we're thinking, there's no way he's going back. They're keeping him this year. And then they didn't. Can we say now in reverse that was not your favorite thing to go back, maybe?
No, I was pissed.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Good.
I was,
good.
Going down. I didn't think I deserved to go down right there, but looking back, I don't know what was best or not, but right now I'm here, and I'm a better player than I was there.
That's exactly the thing I wanted to talk about. Like, in that moment, hard to digest. What do you think now that maybe time has passed and you see it for the best? You think that was the best decision for you, even though it's not the one you would have made for yourself?
I don't know. It's hard to say if I would have been better off staying up or if I would be better off sitting down. But for sure, that whole year helped me at least. Mm-hmm. Playing the AHL, getting used to this rink, and getting used to play like those every other day pretty much. And so for sure, that year helped me a lot playing AHL, and that made me a better player.
You've been here through a handful of trades so far, players on the Sharks that were sent somewhere else, but I do feel like maybe Mikael Granlund being moved recently at the beginning of February, did that hit home to you more than anybody else, just the bond that you had with him?
Yeah, for sure. It was tough, I feel like. We grew a strong bond there. He helped me and settled on a lot when he came last year, and how to be an all-time, NHLer.
Yeah.
And he's been in this league for a long time. He knows what it's all about. So I'm thankful what he did for us, and I know it's a business, so it was gonna happen. But it hit hard.
It's one of those things too where everybody's going to say it's part of the business. We all understand that, and that is true. But the human side is you're probably allowed to be upset about that, right? Like, it's just somebody you don't get to be around, see every day, learn from every day. Yeah,
for sure. Like, as you said, it's a business, and you all know it. But he's also a human being that 2 human beings, Cease and Granny, that we all loved in there, and we were great teammates for all of us, and we gotta miss him.
every time I walk into SAP Center, there's the big banner of William Eklund. There's a bunch of other players featured too. But curious, as you now get into year 4 and 5 of kind of being around San Jose, do you get noticed around town? Are you a little bit more of a profile now?
Yeah, I guess a little more than my first years for sure. But yeah, maybe more and more.
But you probably don't love that part of it, though. Are you a low-key guy?
I would say I am. Yeah. I'm pretty like to say in the shadow more. Yeah.
So we were talking about this before. English is not your first language. You grew up in Sweden speaking Swedish.
Yeah.
Is some of it the language barrier when you come here that it's just a little bit different? Like you didn't have a problem communicating, but now it's easier for you, just the day-to-day chats with the coach or players, fellow teammates, stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure. And coming here, also my first year in the AHL, I was only Swede,
right?
So I had to speak English every day, and that helped me a lot, I would say, because all English speaking every time, and that helped me to build up more confidence in my, because a lot of times guys get what you say, even if you say a little wrong. Right. It's like someone would speak Swedish to me, I get what they say, but so you just had to be confident in your speaking, and then you get better.
When Tomas Hertl came here, I mean, there were not many English words he could even put together.
No.
I think "this is dream" were some of his first words and statements. But I did feel like, and the same thing for you, to a different degree, when the language came around and the confidence came around, it all kind of blossomed in one. So those things are connected, right? Like the ability to communicate is pretty important.
Yeah, for sure. And also, if you want to be like more and more of a leader, you got to be, able to get the language good. And you got to be able to say what you want every day, and I think I'm getting better at that. So
for a lot of years, professional hockey players, just because of different reasons, didn't have the opportunity to play in these international tournaments, and the Olympics were in and out. Now they're back in. There's the Four Nations face-off, which, as we're recording this, is just finishing. We don't know who wins it yet. World Cup of Hockey, we understand, is going to come back or be back every couple years. I mean, for somebody like yourself, do you just look at that and say, as much as the Sharks are a goal, Stanley Cup's a goal, improving yourself's a goal, wouldn't you love to be on a team like that?
Yeah, it's one of my dreams for sure. I think I can speak for everybody, like play for your country. It's up there with Stanley Cup, So for sure I want to play one of those, or all of those.
We've seen some of the footage pre-warm-up. This is not pre-game before you go out the shark head. This is before you come out by the benches and do warm-up. You and Mario have a little, is it like, something like that? I'm not going to ask you what that is. You can tell me what that is if you can.
Yeah.
But what I want to know is, in those moments, like when you're about to go out there as a team and you're just waiting and everybody's kind of together, what is that vibe like? What is that energy in that room like?
I don't know about that one. Yeah, it's been a couple weird ones in there, and that makes it even funnier, because I don't think a lot of times you don't even know what it's about.
I don't know what it's about. That's why I was wondering, is there something to that, or is it just two guys being silly?
Yeah, I think that's
what
it is. Yeah, and I have a lot of handshakes in there.
Yeah.
You just I don't know. I think it's a part of the you prepare yourself for the game, and it's like a routine. Like you do it, don't stop before, and then you get ready. Like it's
But see, and I think people would ask me this when I used to do TV shows: is, are you nervous before the show? And I'm not asking you, are you nervous before the game, but there is that anxious energy of like, all right, I'm getting my body ready. I'm going to go out and do something. Yeah. So like in that room, in those moments, what is that like in there with the guys? Okay, everybody's kind of walking around, everybody's suited up. What is that like?
I think it's good to be a little nervous, but it's like, as you learn to, like, a lot of games, you have to keep it on a good level. In that room, I feel like we're pretty relaxed, till the puck drops, you're ready to go. And I think that's individual too. Like how do you prepare yourself for a game?
Right.
And for me, I like to be more relaxed, and when it's time to go, I go.
Two more things. You're a connoisseur of candy, I'm recently finding out. You get some sent from Sweden. If you could tell me a little bit about that. But also, I've noticed a lot of fans lately in the stands are throwing candy at you guys during warm-up, practice days here at the rink. What's up with the candy?
I don't know. I don't know if our fish will get loved that if we get candy, but I like it. It's funny.
You skate it off. Don't worry. You're fine. You can have some candy.
They give us candy. I guess Swedish candy is actually getting bigger here in the US, and it's
all right.
Yeah, me and Sets, we had this big order in the beginning of the season, training camp. We ordered like, I don't know, 50, 60 pieces, like a big bag.
Of a specific one that you like from Sweden.
Yeah.
That's kind of important, right? To feel like you're home a little bit.
Sure, sure. And it was different stuff too, like food stuff too. And it was kind of nice because it makes your home feel more like home, I feel like, when you can actually sometimes give yourself a treat like Swedish candy. It's great.
All right, the last thing for you, and I think, I noticed it, I want to say last year, it kind of emerged, but your celebration isn't actually like a true celly. It's, your tongue comes out a lot. Like when you're, like that. Like when you're happy. So are you doing that on purpose, or is that just who you are? Is that natural reaction?
Yeah, it's just a funny thing. Me and Seth started doing before. We just do that to each other.
So it is on purpose.
It is a little bit, but also it's like, now it's just funny because they were chirping me about doing it, so I just keep doing it.
All right, well, something to know, something to remember. Eki, I appreciate this.
Thank you very much.
All right.